Welcome, beautiful Paris Saint-Germain family. Today is a special day, alright? Paris Saint-Germain playing Milan. But that's not what we're here for. What we are here for is to celebrate 20,000 subscribers. Look, we were stuck at like 19.9 for a long while, but we finally made it to 20K. I couldn't be happier. I'm so grateful. But as I said, I do not like to celebrate this because this is not my final milestone. You do only celebrate your final milestone. This is just the beginning. 20K will look so small when I have the number that I want to have. I'm not arrogant. I'm not ungrateful. I just have a very high standard for what I want for everything I've done. So big thanks to everybody. And this is my thank you message to you. And that's why we're going to have a special 20K subscribers Q&A. I know you guys like the Q&A, so let's get it started. Let's go then. First question here from ZTN Blanco. Do you think Mbappe will join Real Madrid next year? I've been giving the same answer every single time to this question, and that is Mbappe doesn't know, I don't know, his mom doesn't know, his father doesn't know, Nasser doesn't know, and Perez doesn't know. A decision has not been made in Kylian Mbappe's head, and we'll have to wait until, I don't know, May, June, at the end of his contract for him to make a decision. Who are your top 3 favorites to win the Champions League this season? I have Paris Saint-Germain and Manchester City at the top. I think they sit at the top alone. And then you have 3 clubs that are fighting for that third spot, which in my opinion are Bayern München, Real Madrid, and FC Barcelona. These 3 clubs are the 3 other fighting clubs. You could put an Arsenal there, but I think they may go further than one of these 3 clubs that I've mentioned, but I definitely don't see them winning the Champions League this season. Favorite Man City player, and who do you think will win the Champions League this season? Who I think will win the Champions League, obviously, Paris Saint-Germain, my beautiful club. A favorite Man City player, I don't really like Premier League players at all. But favorite City player, it would have to be Julian Alvarez. Favorite Real Madrid player? Very interesting question. I'm going to have to go with probably Tchouaméni. Aurélien Tchouaméni. If you get offered 1 million euros, will you suck Shaquille O'Neal's dick? Interesting question. It's a lot of money, but I wouldn't do it. Because that would mean, first of all, that I prioritize money over my honor and dignity, which I absolutely do not condemn. So the answer is no. I would not do it for any kind of money in the world because money is not that important. Who will win in an MMA fight between Zlatan and Diego Costa? First of all, we have to look at their age. I think Diego Costa is a bit younger than Ibra, so he will be a bit more energized and so on. Ibra, I mean, he's had so many ACLs and knee injuries and so on. But obviously, Ibra has a black belt in Taekwondo, has that experience in it. Both got that dog in them. But because of those injuries, I may lean on to Diego Costa. If those injuries were not there, Ibra would absolutely dismantle him. But because of you know what? I'm still going to go Ibra. I pick Ibra. He will find a way to win. What's your top 5 favorite Swedish and Algerian players of all time? My favorite from Sweden, I gotta put Ibra, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. From Algeria, I got Rais Mbourhi. I'm gonna put Bouguerra as well, Algerian centre back. I'll put Svensson from Sweden, and the last player should be. I'm gonna go Riyad Mahrez, the last player. We want a Sweden coach, Graham Potter. Why is Barcelona such a small club compared to Paris Saint-Germain, biggest club in the world? Barca is a small club because they see themselves as a small club. So the entire Messi situation, Barca were absolutely way too desperate. And I know it's funny me saying this with Kylian Mbappe, but there was a huge difference. I mean, Messi was what, 33? Kylian Mbappe is not even in his prime yet. So yeah. I would say it's the desperation for one player, and we've seen how post-Barca look. There really isn't anything special about that club compared to other big clubs. Do you think Paris Saint-Germain will humiliate us tomorrow? He's talking, obviously, he's an AC Milan fan. Yes, not 5-0. I think it will be much more smaller result. More like a 3-1. After Nuno comes back at left back, who's going to start at centre back? It should be Lucas Hernandez and Marquinhos. You could say Lucas maybe and Skriniar. I think Skriniar's maybe performed a little bit better than Marquinhos. But Marquinhos has the captain armband, and that's a privilege that it would be very hard to bench for. So I would say Lucas Hernandez and Marquinhos as our two centre-backs when Nuno comes back as the left-back. Thoughts on Mitoma? One of the only players I rate in the Premier League that has actual individual ability. I would like to see him at a bigger club. Brighton, I mean, that's just an academy. But he just signed a big contract, so we'll have to wait and see when he joins another big club. Top 5 PSG players this season so far. So the 5 best Paris Saint-Germain players so far this season, I'm gonna have to go with, in no order, Kylian Mbappe, Lucas Hernandez, Ousmane Dembele, Warren Zaïre-Emery, and Achraf Hakimi. Transfer updates and how our lineup could look next season with and without Mbappe. Transfer updates in January, Paris Saint-Germain are looking for a left back and a CDM. Those are the 2 players we're looking after profiles in January transfer window, and how Paris Saint-Germain could line up with Kylian Mbappe. Obviously, will Xavi Simons be enough if Mbappe leaves, or will Paris Saint-Germain go after Rafael Leao? But from how it looks at the moment, I think Lucho will keep the same formation and all of that, but it may change if another player comes in than Mbappe that gives us other stuff than what Kylian Mbappe gives us. Best signing for winter window, apart from your last video what you mentioned. Best signing for winter window, apart from the players I mentioned, it would probably be a loan for like an unwanted player at a bigger club. I can't really think of one at the moment, but there's probably someone. For example, like a Mahrez last season was a great player, but didn't really get that many starts and minutes at City last season. So if you can find somebody like that that will give us depth in a position where we would need it, that would be perfect. If Mbappe stays at PSG for a long enough time, how many Ballon d'Ors and Champions Leagues will he win? If Mbappe stays at Paris Saint-Germain for long enough time, he will win probably 2 to 3 Champions Leagues, Ballon d'Or. I think Mbappe is going to dominate the Ballon d'Or, so I'm going with like 6. Thoughts on Halloween, and do you celebrate Halloween? No, I do not celebrate Halloween. I'm a Muslim, and in Islam you only celebrate the 2 celebrations that we have, which is the 2 Eids we have. So I do not celebrate Halloween. Thoughts on Halloween? I mean, I get it. It's fun, you know, dressing up as something you're not and all of that, but I've never enjoyed that. Like the only thing I would want to dress up as is myself. And yeah. I mean, I don't see that bad in holiday, apart from probably the women who give an excuse to themselves to look like absolute prostitutes for 24 hours. Thoughts on Take Kubo, another Japanese baller? Him and Kang In Lee, I mean, they are the 2 lost sons of Lionel Andres Messi when I see them play. But yeah, he's a special player, and I can't wait to see him what club he will move on to after Real Sociedad. When are you doing a naked edition live stream? Very good question. I mean, it's a simple answer. Absolutely never. If you could choose any player in football history in order to play in Paris, who would it be? I'd probably, when we signed Messi and Neymar and Mbappe, Messi to join us then, because then we would definitely have won a Champions League, because that was Messi pre he became fat and didn't care that much. So yeah, probably Messi at that time, or when we had Ibra and Di Maria, that Ronaldo joined as well. Ronaldo, Ibra, Di Maria attack. One of the 2, one of Ronaldo and Messi. Messi either earlier or Ronaldo before. What do you think of Enrique's 4-2-4? I like it a lot. I think it's very simple. First of all, the best formation to defend in is a 4-4-2. That's exactly what we do, because then you get no 2v1s on the wide situations. Then you have an extremely good pivot, a shield in the middle, which is Warren, Zaïre-Emery, and Ugarte, full of physicality, full of winning duels and so on. And then the attack. The attack, obviously, we just need the strikers to score a bit more goals and a bit more creativity off the left. But that will obviously be improved when they play like Nuno Mendes returns to the squad. But so far, I'm loving what Luis Enrique has done with Paris Saint-Germain so far this season. Was there any opponent goal that made you cry? Yeah, I did actually cry like pretty much every time we went out from the Champions League. Dembaba, that was the first time. When we went out to Barca the season before that, I mean, we went out on aggregate goals, and it was Barca as well. But Dembaba, obviously Roberto, didn't go to school for a long time. Rashford. Yeah, them 3. Do you think Bellingham will ever win the Ballon d'Or? Interesting question. No, I don't, because I see Real Madrid. I mean, if they don't get Mbappe, they'll probably try and go for Haaland. So they will get a superstar that will be ahead of Jude Bellingham and take less PR away from him. When they play like Kylian Mbappe, when you look at Paris Saint-Germain, if we win the Champions League, all the prop will go to Kylian Mbappe. So he will love that prop. The thing with Bellingham, though, is he also plays for England, a team that will compete for every single big tournament. So that is in Bellingham's favor. But I mean, he has good PR and all of that, but I'm going to still say no, because I don't want to see him winning one. If you could buy any player for PSG, who would you take? If I could buy any player for Paris Saint-Germain, I'd probably take Erling Braut Haaland next to Kylian Mbappe. What would you need for Warren to be transferred? Nothing. No, nothing. He's untransferable, because I really want to see him shine at this club. He deserves it, and we deserve. What do you think about Kang In Lee, and how many chances are there of winning a Champions League title for Paris Saint-Germain? There is a huge chance for Paris Saint-Germain to win the Champions League this season. There are still some weaknesses in our side. That's the creativity of the left-hand side, and the striker not scoring enough goals, and the lack of leadership, and the lack of chemistry with a lot of new players and so on. But I still see a lot of chances of us winning the Champions League. And my thoughts about Kang In Lee, he's a future superstar. I mean, he's a future superstar. He's already a fan favorite in South Korea. They're already starting to love him more than Heung-min Son, which is very props. And yeah, he's just a fighter on the pitch, and I can't wait to see how good he will become after a few games this season and in future seasons. Do you believe Mbappe will stay at PSG after he got the player he wanted? I believe Kylian Mbappe will stay at Paris Saint-Germain as long as he sees Paris Saint-Germain as one of the favorites, top 2, top 3 favorites for the Champions League in every single season. He wants to be on a team that is competitive. That is what he said in the summer. He said, I just don't want to participate. I want to win, which is understandable from his perspective. I just didn't like how he said it, and that he said it like to the media. But yeah, it's all about us being competitive for Kylian Mbappe to stay at Paris Saint-Germain. What has been your proudest moment supporting PSG? Proudest moment supporting PSG? Like a moment that happened in the game and then I was happier. Probably when we went to the Champions League final. Like, a lot of people respected Paris Saint-Germain then and saw us as a serious contender, unlike when we went out in the round of 16 and so on. But I don't really get proud from what other people think. I would say I'm mostly proud for this channel I've made, because this is a way for English Paris Saint-Germain speakers to get a voice and get to listen to Paris Saint-Germain, not in French. So I would say the proudest moment was starting this channel and just keep doing what I do on this channel. Barca 2009 versus all-time PSG. Who wins in a two-legged game? I mean, the thing is, we have seen Barca 2009, all those players play together. We haven't seen the all-time Paris Saint-Germain team, all of them play together. But I'm going to still go with Paris Saint-Germain. Just for the fun of it. Just for the sake of it. Why are you the YouTube GOAT? Yeah, people can call me that. I wouldn't say that I'm the YouTube GOAT, but I would say I'm one of the good people on YouTube. I don't know. I just try to be myself, unlike most people on YouTube. Vinicius or Leao? I don't like Vinny and his antics and all of that, but Vinny's better than Leao. Will Girona win La Liga? No. But it would be interesting if they get top 4 and play in the Champions League. Why are you one of the best FT accounts on this app? I would say why people think I'm one of the best FT accounts on Twitter is because, first of all, I'm authentic. I'm very unique compared to other people. Second of all, I don't care what other people think. And third of all, yeah, I'm just honest. I mean, it's linked to the second thing I said, but I just don't care what people think of me. Beard routine, please, bro. I don't know if this is a joke or if you're serious, but I mean, this is my beard. You can see it's very good, lined and so on. But what I would say to you, Timothy, is I don't have a beard routine. Well, look, beard is connected a lot to genetics, all right, and puberty and all of that shit. And person to person is different. Some people get it early on, some people get it later on. I was one of the ones that got it later on. I mean, I'm 22, but I have so many friends that had a beard like 4 years ago, and I've been like a bit jealous of them. But I haven't really cared. I haven't used beard oil or that beard roller which makes holes and then here it comes. No, that's gay. All right. First of all, don't do that shit. It's extremely gay. All right. You're extremely homo if you do that shit. Let the beard come by itself. This is genetics. Don't push genetics, and it will come by itself. I've not done anything. It just come by itself. Yeah, that's simple. That's simple. Maybe if there's a routine I do. It is whenever I wake up, I put water on my face. Maybe that helps. So yeah, just clean your face with water at the beginning of your day. How does it feel to wake up every day knowing that Camavinga owns Emery? It's actually sad how Camavinga fans think Camavinga is still him. Camavinga was him or one of the hims like 1-2 seasons ago when you won the Champions League, and he was this crazy super sub. Then when he started to start games, people saw him just as a super sub. He's just a super sub, but now he's even a left back. So no, Camavinga, it's over. Au revoir. How come you twerk for both Barca and Madrid sometimes? I don't twerk. I don't tweet that stuff for interactions or for Barca fans to, I don't know, love me or like me. The Araujo thing, I was watching the Barca game with my friend. He's a Barca fan. We were watching the game. I was maybe supporting Sociedad in that game, but I was a neutral. I wanted to see goals, and Araujo dropped a big performance, and I had to say he's the best player in the world, best centre back in the world. Madrid, I don't know. When I've propped them, probably like propping one of their players or something. Like the clubs, the institutions, both are disgusting. But yeah, I don't tweet for what people think of me, or I want people to change how they think of me. I tweet because that's my opinion. I think Araujo is the best centre back in the world, and that has nothing to do with twerking. That has to do with eye tests and ball knowledge. What's Dembele's role in PSG? To be a ball progressor and a playmaker. He's one of the best ball progressors and playmakers so far this season in Europe's top 5 leagues, most shot creating actions, one of the top goal creating actions, one of the top key passes. He's insane. Yeah, but he's a ball progressor on the right-hand side to get the ball to the attack and a playmaker. Messi at PSG or CR7 at Juventus? I mean, if we're talking football, the thing is Messi wasn't consistent with him. Messi had that 6 months before the World Cup in his second season, which was insane. That's obviously better than what CR7 did at Juventus, but at least CR7 was consistent and yeah, didn't score 6 goals an entire season. So probably CR7 at Juventus. How serious a club PSG is? Like they had best chance to win Champions League with Neymar, Messi, and Mbappe in it. What went wrong? Why they did to Messi what they did? Messi was massively ignored by every player in PSG. I mean, Messi was not ignored. And when you guys say Vitinha ignored Messi, Vitinha ignored everybody. Like Neymar even screamed at Vitinha on the pitch after he didn't get the ball when he wanted it. So the issue wasn't, oh, Messi was a victim. No, the issue was Vitinha last season was not good enough. Didn't pass to other players either. So Messi's not victim. It was, you could say everybody was a victim that needed a pass from Vitinha in that situation. But yeah, from like if you play Ultimate Team, yeah, we had the best chance when we had Neymar, Messi, and Mbappe. But if you play football, no, we didn't have our best chance because that meant a lot of the wages and a lot of money was concentrated on all of them three, which made the team. I mean, we didn't have any squad depth. I mean, if we look at that Bayern tie, when we needed players to come in and change the game, we put on Bichiabo and Warren Zaire Emery, 2 academy players with absolutely no experience. And that was the issue. It was squad depth. And then something happened to Paris Saint-Germain after the Champions League. And then you can also say Galtier was not good of a manager to have these players. So sure, Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe, when you look at that, you're like, yeah, they must have won a Champions League. But the problem was the other rest of the stuff. And then we can even say that, I mean, Messi and Mbappe and Neymar were not good enough in the Champions League knockout stages. I mean, we didn't score a single goal versus Bayern Munich in 2 legs. So they're not perfect either. Champions League prediction, who to win it? Paris Saint-Germain. It's that simple. Semifinals, like 4 best teams: PSG, City, Bayern, Real, Barca. One of Bayern, Real, and Barca misses out. Neymar, Di Maria. Neymar. Easy. Who's more Champions League final goals? Novak Djokovic or Paris Saint-Germain? It's a tie. Lamine Yamal better than Warren Zaire-Emery? No. I mean, whenever I've watched Yamal, he does cute stuff, but doing cute stuff is good in a 5-a-side. But doing cute stuff in an 11 versus 11 doesn't really matter. Like, I could come on and do cute stuff. Doesn't matter. Warren Zaire-Emery drops man of the match performances, raw dogs players, and gets assists. I haven't seen that from Lamine Yamal. How far will PSG get in the Champions League, and why is it only up to the round of 16 again? Now, we're actually making the final and winning it now, unlike in 2020. So, yeah, we're making it to the final. Round of 16, it will be tough, but we'll make it through. If PSG wins the Champions League this season, what will be your reaction? I want to see something great. I've already promised that if Paris Saint-Germain win the Champions League, I'm going to go bald. So, I guess that's a great reaction enough for you. Honest thoughts on my dog, John Honesty. Look, John Honesty, I actually have some kind of respect for him because, first of all, I mean, he deactivated after like saying he would do that. And then I know he has intelligence. I know that he has intellectually. The only thing about him is he's extremely biased. That's the thing I hate about John. Like, I get you want to troll on Twitter. I do that as well. Well, sometimes I try to have a serious conversation with him and he just keeps trolling for people to like that tweet because he knows people like troll instead of serious conversations. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on John Honesty. He looks to be a good guy. He looks to be smart. He has some intellectuality because he's very unique and different from the rest of the people in the Real Madrid fan base. But when it comes to have an honest conversation with him even being called John Honesty, no, he's never honest in any single conversation, especially when it goes to, you know, sensitive topics as Bellingham and Kylian Mbappe and Paris Saint-Germain. Like, for example, when he says, oh, PSG is a terrorist club owned by Qatar and disgusting and criminal and all of that, I'm like, you know what? Some of that is true. Some of that is true. Yeah, you could say that. But let's talk about your club. Like, Madrid is by far the most criminal club out there. They're so protected. Like, they have every lawyer in their payroll. But yeah, that's my answer. Who's your favorite Barca player? It's probably it's between Pedri and the player that you're repping, Araujo. Pedri, I mean, his injuries don't help. Not like Araujo is not injury prone either, bro. Yeah, one of them. I like both of them. Do you think Mbappe will sign the pre-contract with Real Madrid or not? Absolutely no. If Mbappe signs for Real Madrid, it will be a decision like in the beginning of the summer. He will definitely not be signing a pre-contract with Real Madrid. There's absolutely 0% chance of that happening. Do you like Austria? I have no opinion on Austria. Never been there. Don't know that much about it. Apart from that's the country where someone originated from. But I mean, Austria, we have had actually a rivalry with them when it comes to Sweden. We played a lot of games against you. You've won a lot. We've won a lot. Obviously, you guys will qualify ahead of us in the Euros this time. Congrats. I mean, you just played better. We were fucking garbage in both ties. Yeah, that's simple. PSG Champions League prediction. Again, I don't understand these questions, but yeah, we're winning the Champions League. Who are the top 3 players in the world right now for you? Kylian Mbappe. Yeah, you know what? I'm going simple. Kylian Mbappe, Erling Braut Haaland, and then maybe Harry Kane. Maybe Harry Kane? Yeah, probably them 3. Can Zaire-Emery be turned into a winger? He shoots better than Dembele. He has knee trick, at times can cross. Only thing he lacks is elite speed, but I guess that's age restricted now for not only. You think PSG coaches should teach him how to play more variety of positions? Look, we're already seeing Warren as a right wing back, and look, what is Warren's best thing? It's ball retention and physicality. And that's exactly what you want in the middle of the pitch. So, sure, he could have been a bit interesting off the right, but I think you're disrespecting Dembele a bit too much because, he doesn't score. But let's look at all the other great stuff he does. So no, Dembele is a much better winger than Warren Zaire-Emery would ever be. And elite speed. No, it's not restricted to age. Like when Dembele and Mbappe were young, they were extremely fast. Warren is just a central midfielder. We should definitely not change position. Best PSG goal you have ever seen? Ooh, that's a good question, Era. I've never actually thought about it. Best PSG goal I've seen. I mean, we got. I'm gonna say some goals that I can remember at the top of my head. Obviously, we got Ibra versus Anderlecht. We got Ibra versus Bastia. We got like a team goal. I think that Van der Vey finished off. That was beautiful. Last season, the goal versus Benfica was really good looking. Yeah, we've scored a lot of great goals. I'm probably gonna go with Ibra versus Anderlecht because I haven't seen a similar goal being scored like that at PSG. Favorite combat sports, athlete, boxing, UFC? Oh, not boxing. Boxing it's more of a dance. UFC is more of a fight. If you got that dog in you, if you got that physicality and all of that, so yeah, definitely UFC, MMA. Favorite Bayern player? Between Joshua Kimmich and Matthias Tell. I rate Matthias Tell a lot. Probably Matthias Tell. Why do you look like Warren Zaire Emery? I don't know. I mean, he's not the only player, PSG player people have said I look like. They said I look like Vitinha. They said I look like a Kurzawa. So I guess I'm just a lookalike for all the Paris Saint-Germain players. List out of your top 5 loved clubs and top 5 hated clubs. I only love Paris Saint-Germain, my local club AEK, and my 2 national teams. So those are my 4 loved clubs. Top 5 hated clubs. Marseille number 1. And then we got like Madrid, Barca, United, Arsenal. Yeah, some Prem shit. Would you rather Mbappe go to Barcelona or Real Madrid if you had to pick one? Madrid. When will PSG win the Champions League? This year. Best PSG player this season? Lucas has been the most consistent, so maybe him. Mbappe scored a lot of important goals. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go with Lucas. I'm gonna go with Lucas Hernandez this season. Best big game player of all time? Zizou. Zizou's up there. I'm gonna say top 3. I'm gonna say Zizou, CR7, and Lionel Messi. From what I know, I'm gonna put them top 3. Euro 2024 in Champions League predictions. Paris Saint-Germain to win the Champions League and France to win the Euros. Favorite Barca player? As I said before, Pedri and Araujo. What are your thoughts on me and why do you like me so much? I don't have any thoughts on you. There are too many people on Twitter for me to have thoughts on. But from the interactions we've had, you're probably a nice guy. Nice guy. Salah or Hazard? Easy Hazard. Best manager in the world? Pep Guardiola. Ballon d'Or 2024 predictions? Kylian Mbappe. A player you wish your team can have from Barca, Madrid, Bayern. Barca, I'm going to go with Pedri now with injuries. I'm going to go with Araujo. Madrid, I'm going to go with probably Vinny. I think he could play that left-sided role for us and play Mbappe up top. And Bayern, I'm going to go with... I mean, we missed out on him this summer, so I'm probably going to go Kane. If not Kane, maybe Upamecano. Current best 11 in the world. Don't be PSG biased. I recently put it out, so I'm going to just do the same. Alisson in goal, Hakimi right back, Lucas left back. 2 center backs. I'm going to go with Van de Ven from Spurs, and I'm going to go Milan Skriniar. He's been actually decent recently. Midfield, Bellingham, Rodri. Wingers, Sané, Mbappe. Attack, Alvarez. Maybe Holland. Nah, Holland, Kane at strikers. Why do you look like a caveman? Look, I just want to be as natural as possible. And if that means I look like a caveman, I look like a caveman. I just want to be as natural as possible. No fade, no earrings, no shit, none of that garbage. This is just the most natural version of me. And people nowadays are so fake. I would say that's why I differ so much from other people looking wise, because they are so fake. They have fake hair, fake lips, fake shit, fake everything. Whilst I'm just trying to be natural. I look like a caveman because everybody else doesn't want to look like a caveman. If Mbappe leaves next season, who do you think can realistically replace him and still give us a good shot in the Champions League? Probably Rafael Leao. Well. Beautiful Paris Saint-Germain family. That has been a long Q&A. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I appreciate, as I said, the love for 20K. We're going to start aiming for 50K. Inshallah. I got God on my side. That's all I need. And I got you boys on my side. That's all I need. And I got myself on my side. That's all we need, boys. That's been it for the Q&A. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And as usual, allez, Paris!